Congratulations, Steve, on another 3 points this afternoon. Was that winning ugly a little bit, perhaps?
Very much so. Your keeper gets man of the match, then it shows that they've shown desire to go forward, and they haven't just sat there, you know. A bit disappointed with the first goal. Gonna watch it back, but they've done well to climb themselves out of a hole. And to be fair, getting that goal straight after half time helped us, you know, because they're a good side. They're in a false position. I know Gary very well, and he hasn't been able to get a consistent side out. And that's been his problem. But he's getting players back from injury. He's got 2 big players coming back, hopefully in a week or 2, which will help his side. And today, you can see they ain't a bottom 4 side. You know, they're a credit to him. Our keeper's made, well, Tony, to be fair to him, he's been ill all week. You know, he didn't train Thursday. He's turned up looking rough today. He's gone out and what performance he put in. You know, he's kept us in the game. I just want us to keep the ball a little bit better. But like I said to him there, at the moment, I don't care how we get 3 points, it's just a matter of getting 3 points. And don't look at performance at the minute. I'm not. I'm looking at how many points we can get on that board, and that's 6 out of 6 now.
And looking at Hendon again just for a moment, they always look better going forward and perhaps not so good in defence. That may be where Gary's problems are.
Yeah, well, he's got one of his major defenders that's been out for a long time, and he's coming back. He's telling me today he's had 6 games so far in the reserves and that, so he should be back soon. And that made a big difference for him, you know. And he's got Kevin McLaren, who's a solid centre midfielder that holds everything together. So he's to come back as well, you know. And he's had hard luck of it, but he'll get them back and he'll get them out of it, you know. And today, listen, I'm not standing there saying we deserve to win. We've done what we had to do. We scored when we had to score, and we basically stopped them from scoring. So in my eyes, that's 3 points well earned.
And Dibbs, yeah, definitely man of the match. But I thought Scans had a pretty decent game as well today. He kept us steady at times.
Yeah, that's the experience he brings. You know, he just sat in there, done what we asked him to do. At the start, he was further forward. And a lot of people question Scans, or I think they question him. I've heard a few things said, but what he brings is invaluable in that changing room and out on the pitch. And like I say, today, I thought he was tremendous, as all the others. You know, they worked hard, but 3 points is what we aimed for at the start of the game. However, we got them, and not in for the fancy football at the minute. These pitches are rough, they're heavy. Getting 3 points and getting out there is the main thing. That's what we've done.
And Mitchell sort of gave us a bit of a lifeline, didn't he, with his goal, and then unfortunately had to come off.
Yeah,
what's the problem with him?
He's hip flexor. He was feeling it a little bit in the warm-up, but he went out and started, scored the goal, and like you say, then he just couldn't carry on no more. So Parky done what he always does, slots back in there. Didn't look out of shape, did we?
It's great, isn't it, the way players are prepared to move into different positions. I mean, once again, I think Bluey played in a couple of different positions today, didn't he?
They're just happy to play. You know, we haven't had Nick Wheeler for the last few games, you know, so our outlet in the wide areas has changed. We've changed shape, and the boys have adapted well to it, and they've done what we've asked them to do. Might look pretty at times, but at the end of the day, we've got 6 out of 6, and if we just keep accumulating points, then, like I say, come the end of the season, hopefully we're in a good place.
And just turning to Burgess Hill on Tuesday, assuming that goes ahead.
Yep.
Weather forecast isn't that good, I understand. But anyway, let's fingers crossed. Again, another team struggling at the wrong end of the table, but likely to give us a difficult game because of that.
Barry went and watched them on Tuesday against Wingate and Finchley and said the same thing. He said that they're in a false position. But you can say that about quite a few teams in this league, you know. They're a hard working side for Ian. They'll give their all. They won't give you a minute's peace. And like I say, at the moment the rubber green's going for us, and hopefully that continues on Tuesday.
Now, we've had some good news today with the 3 points, but there's some other good news I'd like to mention. I understand you've signed a bit of paper, or about to sign a bit of paper, which says you're going to be here next season. Yeah,
I talked with Steve before the game today. We come to an agreement for me to stay here the rest of this season, next season.
Fantastic.
As well as all my staff, Melvin, Tina, Rob, Justin and Barry. So I'm pleased with that. I'm pleased that the club must feel I'm doing a good job. And all we can do is just push on and hope for the best this season. And if not, then we go again next season. But I'm very pleased. It's a lovely club. It's taken me and my family with welcoming arms, and yeah, I'm really pleased about that.
Well, we thank you that you have signed, and we're grateful that all your management team is staying with you as well, because I think it's pretty obvious the supporters think you're doing a good job. We all think you're doing a good job. So
yeah, there's going to be ups and downs, as all football has, but as long as I try and do the right things, and the supporters and the board and everybody's on board with that and appreciate it, the players certainly are, Yeah, I'm very, very pleased, and like I say, now it lets me to start working on players for next year as well.
And I think there is also the other thing that once the players we have here at the moment know you're staying, that gives them a bit of certainty at least, doesn't it?
Yeah, certainly, and you look at it, some of them want to play at a high level. Hopefully we can do that and give them that high level football. Some of them might be happy to stay, but it's down to me to try and sort some deals out with players, regardless what league we're in next year, and we'll take it from there. But like I say, I'm pleased that I've signed. I'm glad the board have got faith in me and my staff, and like I say, onwards and upwards hopefully.
Brilliant stuff. Congratulations.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Steve.
Cheers, mate. Right.
Congratulations on the win today, but they made us work hard for it, didn't they?
Yeah, they're going like it's the same with sort of every game you get in, especially around non-league levels as well. It's just that they're going to make it difficult for you at times. We rode the storm at the end of the day. It was a bit disappointing to concede the 1 goal, but at the end of the day, we've won 3-1 and got 3 points on the board.
And it's been important. That's 3 in a row now, isn't it? With the win at Eden Market in midweek. Important to make the most of so many home games in January, isn't it?
Oh, massively, yeah. That's you. Like we need to make this place a little bit of a fortress as well. So as soon as we do that, which we're starting to do, then teams are going to want to. They're not going to want to come here. They shouldn't want to come here anyway, but they're not going to want to even more so. And then the more we start getting 3 points here, the more of a fortress it becomes.
Probably the point where we won the game and put it out of Hendon's reach, but probably the most crucial point in the game was the second goal, the penalty which you won. Tell us what happened there.
It was just supporting Foxy from there, and he's just given me a ball that's enabled me to just drive into the box. I just managed to bypass the player that was marking me, and then as soon as I saw the other lad coming over, I knew pretty much straight away that it was going to be a penalty, because I knew that he was a winger, he was a young lad, he was going to try and make a challenge. So it made it easier for everyone. It was just the fact that he just made contact with me, and then it's easy to just go down. There was nothing I could do about it. As soon as the contact's made, I can't stay on my feet, so it's no more penalty in my opinion.
Yeah, and Alex put it away, although the keeper got a touch.
Yeah, it was a horrible penalty.
Is there a bit of a fight about who's going to take penalties at the moment? Because Luke took the last one, didn't he? And
yeah.
You previously had that duty at the club.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's just something that the management have decided. They decided recently that Alex is on penalties, so there's no arguments about that. Like as soon as the management turn around and say they're on penalties, you don't want to argue with that, because otherwise it just upsets the whole dynamic of everything. As soon as you start questioning the management, then it's just downward slope from there.
If they score them, it doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. We got the 3 points on the board, so as long as if Alex keeps sticking them away, then he stays on penalties.
Yeah. Last 2 games, it's been a different sort of midfield, isn't it? With the a bit narrower.
Mm-hmm.
How have you found that's gone?
Yeah, obviously it's been effective. I don't know whether it's because teams aren't expecting that from us, but obviously with the suspension and Nick, it was kind of a little bit enforced. But I think the guys that we've got in there, we've got a strong enough squad to bring people in and be able to kind of readjust, and from that we've been effective in what we've done.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether it continues it even, or whether it puts Nick straight back, isn't it, Tuesday? Yeah. So either way, just as effective, isn't it? Yeah,
that's it. So whether he decides to play Nick or come off like Nick, everyone knows Nick's one of the best players in the league anyway. So to kind of have him back available, it gives the gaffer a decision to make, and it's just down to him as to how he plays it.
How about your own game at the moment? How do you feel you're playing?
Yeah, well, yeah, I feel obviously we had a few little niggly injuries and bits and pieces, which was half expected after coming back from so long out. But it's nice. It's always nice to get a little run of games together and things like that. And I think that I'd like to think that I'm being effective in my role in the team and things like that as well. So as long as if I see it as if I keep on getting reselected, then I'm doing my job.
Yeah. Now I gather you're going to be running the London Marathon this year.
Indeed.
A brave decision, but we admire you for that. Tell us what made you do that this year.
I kind of decided back at the beginning of the year, especially with as just an advanced or an enhanced side of my rehab and things like that, the training for it's going to benefit me tenfold. And it was just I've applied for it a couple of times before and been rejected, so it's kind of always been something that I'd like to do. It's something that I think can benefit everyone. Obviously, I'm running for Cry as well, which is quite close to everyone's heart at the club as well. and then Make-A-Wish Foundation. So both of those two charities will benefit a hell of a lot from obviously the money raised and things like that. So obviously I'd ask everyone to, if they can, just to set a couple of quid aside just to donate, that's all.
And where does it fit with the season here? That's in the last month of the season, isn't it?
It's actually the day after the last game of the season.
Right, okay.
So
and before the playoffs.
And before the playoffs. Yeah. But the whole point of doing the training is not so that you're not. I'm going to be a little bit fatigued, don't get me wrong, but I'll have the right help from, especially from Melbourne Tina, who go well out of their way anyway. I'll have the right help from everyone to be able to kind of just rehabilitate everything after the marathon, and if in the playoffs, then be ready to go.
Exactly, only a few days to recover, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll obviously make it clear on the website how we donate nearer the time, but well done on your performance today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.